If there is one that hinders the progress of feminism, it is the lack of a universally agreed upon definition. A common response from ardent feminists to those who claim they are not feminists is often along the lines of, "How can you not be a feminist? Feminism means equality, so if you don't support feminism, you are sexist." End of story. This claim keeps many people tied to an outdated title. After all, what reasonable person wouldn't want equal opportunities for their mother and father, son and daughter, brother or sister, friend or acquaintance? In the Western world, equality is a fundamental societal value. To oppose feminism must then mean opposing equality, right? Well, not exactly. The feminist movement is nearly 200 years old, and its goals have evolved over time, just as society has. To fully understand and discuss feminism today, we must analyze the word linguistically, historically, and socially. To set a linguistic foundation for feminism, leading English dictionaries from Australia, England, and the United States define it in various ways. Some describe it as a movement advocating equal rights and opportunities for women, while others focus on the broader advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes. However, these definitions fail to acknowledge feminism's meaning in relation to different historical periods. Traditional gender scholars categorize feminism into three waves, though some argue we are still in the third wave. This book asserts that we have entered fourth wave feminism, focusing on its social, legal, and economic effects globally. Just as language evolves over time, where gay once meant happy, faggot was a bundle of sticks, and church was synonymous with all that was good, the meaning of feminism has also changed. To insist that feminism today is the same as it was 2 centuries ago, despite its evolution alongside society, is unreasonable. The lack of a central governing body for feminism means it lacks a singular, unchangeable definition. First-wave feminism focused primarily on legal rights, including women's suffrage, property ownership, guardianship of children, access to education, and employment opportunities. Activists engaged in protests and acts of civil disobedience, such as Susan B. Anthony's arrest for attempting to vote. Despite initial resistance, this movement successfully secured legal rights for women, particularly in the Western world. Second-wave feminism built upon legal rights by addressing workplace inequalities, divorce and custody laws, and cultural perceptions of women. Discussions expanded to include sexuality and reproductive rights, leading to increased access to contraception. However, misandry, man-hating, also gained traction toward the end of this wave. Despite some flaws, second-wave feminism largely succeeded in improving gender equality in Western societies. Third-wave feminism emerged in the mid-1990s, led by Generation Xers who sought to expand upon second-wave feminism. While they benefited from previous legal advancements, they also emphasized equal outcome over equal opportunity. This led to affirmative action policies that prioritized women over men in various sectors. Fourth-wave feminism has taken a drastic turn, often characterized by being anti-male, anti-West, anti-capitalist, and anti-white, while promoting victimhood, Marxist ideals, and marginalization politics. While the first two waves focused on equalizing men's and women's rights, third and fourth wave feminism have shifted the narrative. Today, white males are frequently portrayed as oppressors, regardless of individual circumstances. This movement demands compensation, entitlement, and revenge for perceived past injustices, targeting all men, particularly white men, as part of an alleged patriarchy. Fourth-wave feminists, referred to in this book as EFEMs, are often extreme, entitled, and emotionally driven. It is important to clarify that not all feminists are EFEMs, and not all EFEMs are female. Fourth-wave feminism has increasingly become synonymous with man-hating misandry. This is evident in both social and mainstream media. In Australia, government-funded campaigns portray all men as predators. Legal policies in some Western countries allow women to commit paternity fraud without consequence, while men can face imprisonment for failing to pay child support for a child that isn't theirs. The principle of innocent until proven guilty is often disregarded in cases of sexual misconduct allegations against men. Prominent feminists have made openly misandrist statements, including claims that man-hating is an honorable political act, suggestions that the proportion of men should be drastically reduced, and declarations that women should only reconsider men once they come back as human beings. These extreme statements highlight the shift from advocating for gender equality to outright hostility toward men. Fourth wave has not only targeted men, but has also begun attacking women, especially white women who are slim, attractive, or supportive of men's rights. Women who advocate for men's rights face harassment and threats from ephems, who view men as inherently inhumane. The movement now promotes sexism and racism under the guise of equality, bullying and intimidation disguised as activism, censorship of opposing views, and economic and social instability. Governments and media continue to support fourth-wave feminism, leading to divisive policies that prioritize ideology over reason. Rejecting fourth-wave feminism does not mean rejecting fairness, equality, or past feminist achievements. Instead, it means rejecting sexism, racism, division, and oppression. Today's feminist movement demands blind allegiance, similar to how organized religions once dictated social control. In the past, those who opposed religious orthodoxy faced punishment. Now, those who question modern feminism face social and professional consequences. It is time to challenge modern feminism's divisive ideology. Instead of fostering hatred and division, the focus should be on mutual respect, logic, and fairness. A challenge to feminists of all backgrounds is this: critically examine what feminism means today versus what it meant in past centuries. Are we striving for true equality, or have we allowed labels, division, and extremism to dictate our society's future? It is time to step back, reflect, and move toward a movement based on logic, fairness, and human dignity, not identity politics and resentment.